Hey. Welcome to a brand new day. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Hope you can hear me okay. Hope all is going well in your world. It's a brand new day. And as I just said on the IG story, we all get to make a choice how we show up. We all get to have a choice of how we add value to the world. We all get to have a choice if we decide to be the thermostat and we're changed by everything that happens around us, or if we decide, if we're going to be the thermometer and we're changed by everything that happens around us, or we're going to be the thermostat, and we're going to change the environment around us. My name is Ramon Ray, 5-time entrepreneur, 5-time author, sold 3 companies, and here to do one thing and one thing alone, and that's to help you live your best life or start to grow your business on a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. And today's going to be a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon because I'm going to hope to talk about one topic alone. And that topic is the awesome importance of your smile and my smile. If you've joined the Rundown with Ramon today and you're not feeling so great, well, I hope being on the Rundown with Ramon with me today can just add a bit of excitement, a bit of fun, a bit of pop, a bit of sizzle to your life. And if you join the Rundown with Ramon and you're feeling great, well, I'm glad I can join you in already a feeling great day. Those of you who are familiar with the Rundown with Ramon, you can see I'm remote today off site. And so I'm not in the usual Rundown with Ramon offices with all the nice lights and bling. But I said, you know what? The show must go on. So I hope that's okay with you. And again, I'm glad you're here on the Rundown with Ramon. So let's get with it, talking about the importance of our smile. I was recently at a big event, and I got to interview briefly the comedian D.L. Hughley, one of the original 5 kings of comedy, with Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac, I believe, was there, and some others. D.L. Hughley, a famous comedian, has a radio show that reaches millions. And one thing he said on stage at this event was the power of smile. The power of how we show up. And I'm going to pour into this a bit more. And I wanted to touch on that today. And I must say, in looking at my own career, looking at my own life, I'm not saying smile has been everything for me. But I am saying I think part of that's been pretty darn important, just how I've showed up. Yes, you have to have the technical competencies of anything that you're doing. We don't want to hire slackers or work with slackers in our world. Sure. But the technical competency, that's very, very important. Yes, but the image we portray, how we show up, how we don't show up, that's important. And I'm going to touch on that today in the Rundown with Ramon. A few key tips of why smiling is absolutely important. And again, I'm glad you're here. Let's get with it. So first, what I want to do is bring up D.L. Hughley, and I want you to hear his comments of what he talks about the importance of a smile and why a smile is important. So first, let's check this out. About smile and the importance of presentation. Can you just repeat that again? Why that smile and how you show up?
Remember Magic Johnson got all his business opportunities. In addition to, he was a great athlete. There were a lot of great athletes, but what did he have? A smile. They said he had a smile that would light up a room. Because, yeah, you can do your job, but to be trusted, it means affable. It means that you're approachable. It means that you are warm. And I think because we've grown up where a smile to our detriment in our communities, we haven't understood that we have, in a different environment, in the corporate environment, in an environment where you're trying to ask somebody for something, they have to see you as affable, as trustworthy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
There's nothing to hide.
Thank you so much. The power of being affable. This is the key of having a smile. And I want to walk through this today and encourage you today a few keys. Do you have a smile? Do you smile? When you show up, do you in some way, thanks for those thumbs up, do you in some way light up the room? When you're there, do people feel warm about you? So let's walk through a few key steps on this today, this aspect of the power of a smile. Why smiling is important, a few key things. One, the power of a smile is it builds trust and rapport. A smile builds trust and rapport with all those around you. One of the things that we're missing in this world, one of the things we need more of, how do I connect more with people? How do I build trust with somebody? One simple way of doing that is a smile. There are people who can smile deceptively, yes, but there's nothing more important than the start of trust, the start of a relationship, the start of a conversation is with the power of a genuine smile to build that trust. If you can't build trust with somebody, it's really hard to move things forward. But the power of trust is absolutely so important. Number two, making others feel comfortable, which is kind of a cousin, kind of part of building trust. But do you make people feel comfortable when you're around them? This is something important to consider. How do you make people feel? Maya Angelou said this. It's not so much about the speeds and feeds and what you say, it's how you make people feel. And again, I always use the example of Folgers. Why does Folgers spend so much money, or have they spent so much money? I don't know if they're still running the campaign, but what do they say? The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. It's to build that feeling. What about K jewelry? Every kiss begins with K. It's to evoke these emotions inside of us. And a smile can be one tool that helps do this on your corporate job, to your family, in your church, in your environment, in your neighbors, when you get stopped by get a ticket by a police officer. The smile is such an important asset in your toolkit. Next up here is the aspect of communicating warmth without words. We all are communicating in some way, shape, or form. And most of the communication we have at first is communicating without saying anything. But my admonition, my thought, my purpose to you today is to ask you, did you know that you can communicate even without saying a thing? And a smile is part of that, or the lack thereof. This is how you can communicate what you're trying to do and who you want and who you don't want to be to people, with the power of a smile. Again, not a fake flim flam plastic smile, but a genuine smile that conveys to people, I'm open, I'm trustworthy, I'm warm. You can let's start out on the right foot with me. This is the power of communication. This is the power of it today. And each of us can do that. The power of the smile, the power of how we communicate, the power of how we bring people together is with our smile, or can be, as D.L. Hughley, comedian, just said. Create positive first impressions. Oftentimes, especially people who don't know us, people who maybe normally wouldn't give us a chance, it's the aspect of the first impression. It's the aspect of positivity. How do you make people feel? What's the impression people have on you when they first interact with you? First impressions is a real thing. My professional colleague Sylvie DiGiusto talks about the power of first impressions, our diction, our smile, but a lot of things we can do without even getting too close to people. People maybe not knowing us very well, is just that called the power of that first impression. And largely that's with our smile. What's up, Glenn Lundy? Glad to have you here, man. Made my day. My mentor, the man who's taught me, birthed in me so much about personal development, is here on my own show. And he's done thousands of episodes back to back. So thank you, Glenn Lundy, for being here. Smile is everything. It's funny, I was yesterday at an event hosting something right now, hence I'm being remote, and I was walking down and somebody said, "Where's your smile?" Because in fairness, you don't have to wear a smile and walk around like this all day long. But I was in deep thought, so I just had my resting face, which is still pleasant. When one of the attendees shouted out, "Where's your smile?" I didn't feel bad. I felt great because I had made an impact on them by encouraging them all to smile more. What can you do to make the world a better place? What can you do to make your community a better place? What can you do? Is power of your smile. When I think about this show we're doing now on episode 165, hitting 170, which goes to networks, thousands and thousands of people this show reaches every single day on USA Today networks, I'm blessed and happy. I'm excited. The power of our smile. Let's keep moving forward here on why a smile is so important. Professional benefits. People who smile appropriately tend to have the following benefits: seen as more approachable by colleagues. Listen, in a very binary transactional world, before people get to know you and you're with your professional colleagues at your work, or as I said, you're at home, you're at your church, in your community, you will be seen as more approachable, for good or for bad, for fair or for not. This is the way it is because God created it this way, us this way, we're human. You're going to be seen as more approachable by your colleagues just by the fact that you smile. Not a fake flim flam smile, no, but by the fact that you smile, by the fact that you project a positive attitude, your colleagues are going to say, this is someone that's approachable. This is someone who I can talk to. This is someone who has a need. And remember, there's people all over the world who have needs, and maybe you're the catalyst. Maybe you're the person that can solve their problem. Are you approachable? And your smile can telegraph that to a large degree. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Those are used to seeing me in my studio. I'm remote today, but I said, hey, you know what? The show must go on. So here we are on the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you're here today. So glad you're here today. You being here today encourages me for sure. Glenn, I'm always a smiling fool when I'm on Zoom calls nonstop. People are watching. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, when you're sitting in your bed, sitting in your quietness in your car, you don't want to be walking around like this. You look like an idiot. But man, when you're with others, especially, and even your resting face can be pleasant. Smiling on a Zoom call, smiling on those things is absolutely so important. I do that on client calls very much. Always a smile, not a weird smile like I'm going to creep people out. That's crazy. But a warm, authentic smile. Moving forward here on the Rundown with Ramon, people know you're approachable. Number 2, physical health and regular smiling. As you're smiling, did you know it helps your physical health? Your blood pressure can get lower. Say studies and doctors, and talk to your own doctor about this. Strengthen your immune function. Reduce stress hormones just by the fact that you're smiling. Relax your facial muscles. And remember this, if you don't remember anything else, smiles are absolutely contagious. Smiles are contagious. Smiles make the world a better place. We need more people who are able and who are willing to smile. We need more people like that. And maybe it's going to be you. Maybe it's time for you to show up and bring a smile to the world because people are hurting. People are hurting and people want to be known that they're safe. And maybe you're one who can do that. I found that a smile can go so far. A smile is great for jobs. A smile is great for careers. A smile is great, selfishly speaking, oftentimes, to get to what you want. Glenn Lundy says, people think no one is paying attention to them with 30 people in the room, but we are all scoping everyone out. So you better keep your fingers out if you know there's a smile on your face. Exactly right, Glenn. You think that, hey, nobody's watching me because somebody else is talking, but people are scoping the room and seeing the room. So my admonition to you today, and I may play this clip again from D.L. Hughley, why a smile is important. In fact, it's a short clip, only 30 minutes, and I want to play it again because I think it's a good reminder of what we all need. Check this out again. D.L. Hughley, comedian who has transformed the lives and been on stages with, I'm guessing, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people through his radio show and through stages. Check this out one more time from D.L. Hughley, and then we'll move on to the Rundown with Ramon. Talked about smile and the importance of presentation. Can you just repeat that again? Why that smile and how you
remember when Magic Johnson got all his business opportunities. In addition to, he was a great athlete. There were a lot of great athletes, but what did he have? Smile. They said he had a smile that would light up a room. Because yeah, you can do your job, but to be trusted, it means affable. It means that you're approachable. It means that you are warm. And I think because we've grown up where a smile to our detriment in our communities, we haven't understood that we had in a different environment, in the corporate environment, in an environment where you're trying to ask somebody for something. They have to see you as affable, as trustworthy.
Thank you. So actually, that affability is so important. I think what DL is referring to, and I want to hearken in on this, sometimes we think that we have to look all hard, look strong, look like we got it all put together. And I get that to some degree, depending on how you grew up, where you are. If you're in prison, if you're in a tense situation, if you're a police officer trying to tell somebody to get on the ground, you don't want to smile. Hi, sir, could you please? But D.L. Hughley is not talking about that. In corporate environment, when you want to ask something from somebody, when you're in a regular environment, you want something, that smile, that presence, that first impression could mean everything. And I encourage us all to see, how can I smile more? How can I be more effective? How can I build better relationships with my smile? This is powerful. We talked about the aspect of creating first impressions. We talked about the aspect of making people feel more comfortable. Kim Walsh Phillips said it today on a community we're in, Breakfast with Champions. She said the aspect of perception is so important. A smile is a perception mechanism, yes, because people can't see your heart. People can't see inside. People don't know really how you're thinking, how you are. Hey, thanks for saying greeting to me, FB user. Thank you. But the key is how we show up, how we present ourselves can be everything. You talked about Michael Jordan. I want to touch on that. A few more points here. Michael Jordan was a star. Michael Jordan was the best of the best in basketball for sure. But I think how he transcended that, and I'm guessing probably made more money in endorsements and sponsorships than ever, was the power of his smile and what it translated to. He didn't come off threatening. He didn't come off problematic. He didn't come off angry. He didn't come off angsty. He didn't come off anxious. The smile was $1 million smile. You saw that everywhere Michael Jordan went. So my encouragement to you today, you have to be you. You can't be somebody else. But I encourage you today, smile. I encourage you today, smile. And I'll end on this today, a shorter episode of The Rundown with Ramon today, but I hope it was just as impactful. My encouragement to you today is asking you as follows. As I always say, be clear on what you really, really want in life and in business. The clarity is important. And maybe it's starting off with a smile, but to be clear on what you want in life and in business. Ask yourself this question: do you even want to be in business? Do you want to be in business? Running a business may not be for everyone, and don't be miserable running a business if that's not what is for you. Ask yourself, are you hungry enough to get to where you need to be? Do you have that hunger, that fire to be where you need to be? What about your pricing? Is it premium and you're selling at a premium to provide generational wealth, to pay yourself, to pay your team? Or are you trying to sell cheap, to trying to get the short-term goal? The mindset is so important. We talk about mindset quite a bit in the Rundown with Ramon. It's everything. It's a game changer in business, a game changer in life. And I ask yourself to ask yourself this: what do you do best? What could you wake up doing every single day if money was no object? What do you do best? Listen, everybody, I'm glad you're here on the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. If you want to get to know me better, check me out at zoneofgenius.com. Check me out at ramonray.com. And I appreciate you spending time with me today. Well, that's a wrap. One other instruction I have for you today, one other ask I have for you today. Go DM somebody, go call somebody, go text somebody, and let them know that they matter. Let them know you are thinking of them. Let them know that you thought of them enough to put a sparkle in their day. Again, thanks for being here on The Rundown with Ramon. And this truly is a wrap. Thanks so much.